Hey Internet, welcome back. Today we are listening to some Paco Osuna, and we're going to try and do a little quick bit before work proper gets started. So yesterday we started saving data to our database and retrieving it with Mongoose and Mongo. So now, if we look at our master plan here, it says, hey, now that we have an API, we need to find a testing tool for it, figure out how to use it, and add some tests. The API is very important, and that's sort of the brains of the entire operation. The client, whether it's a website or a curl in a terminal or whatever, that'll change, but the brains, it's the API, so it's better to get in the habit of testing those soon. Plus, it'll be a fun exercise because I haven't used a Supertest in a while. This might be too much for one video, so let's see how far we can make it, and yeah, we'll just end if we need to. So go ahead. This is a different machine, so I'm going to pull this down, do some yarnage to install my dependencies. Yarn is out of date. Yeah. Well, this is a different machine. I'm not going to set it up right now. Let's just get it started. No, not yarn start. Yarn dev mode. Uh-oh. I don't... Excuse me. Connection refused. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I do have Mongo on this machine, but it's saying Mongo error, failed to connect to the server localhost. So let's just give it a shot manually. Mongo. Oh no, it failed. Mongo. There we go. Now we are starting the daemon. So now we can connect. Uh-oh. Not quite. So yeah, we needed to start up the Mongo server so it was ready. Let's see. It's giving us some warnings here. Access control not enabled. Okay, so it's basically saying you have a pretty crappy setup. You need to make it better, but we're not going to right now. Let's see, we do have this Robo 3T client. Let's see how far we can get. I just want to see like what state this guy is in. Well, this is why we're doing this, right? So you can see the ugly truth that stuff happens, man. So let's see. Let's try and start this guy again. Now that our Mongo server is running, or the service is running. Now the DB connection is open. Okay, so things should be working here. Of course, we'll need to go check that. Let's go look at our local host, and it'll say, oh, we don't have an index route, remember? So items. Yay, there they are. Now we're gonna have to post to this guy again. And a quick refresher, post, let's see, curl, post, JSON. Grab this bad boy. This is why I don't ever remember how to do this, because it's just too easy to go grab it. So I'm going to post to items. Success. Now now this did save. It's highlighted an issue though. That we didn't give it really good data. We just said, hey, here's just the first random stuff I found on the internet. I think what we really want to give it, according to our schema, is content. Let's look. Where was it in our routes index? And our schema, yeah, right here, content is what we need. So if we say content equals test from terminal, post that, we see the response. Successful, here's the item with an ID and some content. Anyway, so we have shown that we got the latest code. We're still saving and retrieving stuff from the database. Excellent. Whoa, what am I doing? I am going to have to learn how to use this stuff one day. So, you know what? To help future us, why don't we go ahead and add to the README an example. Post a new item. Is this guy. Let's clean this up a little bit, just because you know, we've already had to look this up a couple of times. So let's just make it easy on everybody. Let's go ahead. Don't forget your new lines. Oh wait, not new line. There we go. Is this useful, or is this just me procrastinating? I don't know. I feel like it's cool. So let's add this. Add example. Post item. Okay, so now we've got this running on this system, and we want to add a way to test that our API is doing what we expect. And looks like, after looking around here, the way people are doing this is kind of, it's the same sort of tooling that we're going to use for testing UI components. So that'll make it, excuse me, that'll make it very familiar. Basically, the tool we're going to be using is here called Supertest, right? So it's just going to help you to make the API calls, and you can see here, make a request, right? And then I make some assertions. Bada bing, that's the end. So here would be an example of putting it inside of a sort of a test framework, so whether that's Mocha or something. Basically, if one of these assertions is not satisfied, it's going to throw, and this outer part, whether it's Mocha or Jest or whatever, will catch that. So we have a couple things that we need to do. First, we have to set up our project to test. And then we need to go in and integrate Supertest into it, and then we'll figure out that, hey, our tests are polluting our actual database, so we'll have to figure out how to carve out a test space for them. So without too much further ado, let's go ahead and just say we're going to use Jest, and we're going to use Supertest. Those are dev concerns. Get these in here, and I don't really need to see the database Bongo part running here. I think I can detach this. Anyway, let's just kill that for a second. We're not actually working with it. Now let's go in here, and I like to start with the README, because sort of documentation first, right? So test, say to run tests, yarn test. So this sort of sets me up with my ideal way of doing it, so I can see, hey, that doesn't work. Did you mean Jest? No, I didn't. Let's go into package.json, and now this guy, you can set up these scripts in here that we've done before already. and one of our scripts is going to be test, and that is going to, what the hell, we'll just start off simple and say jest. Now let's try it. Okay, well, we are successfully running no tests. Let's give it something to find. Let's see. We're actually going to end up, for right now, we're going to be testing our routes. So what we're going to do is, I like to keep the tests next to the code. That way you can move the code around and the tests come with it rather than maintaining separate file structures. Some people do this underscore tests and like try to mirror the file structure, and that's hokey, I think. So we're not going to do that. We're going to say, hey, our routes, here's one called index test JS. Check it out. We can set up our tests. Let's throw the watch switch at it, so it'll just keep on testing, right? There you go. We're making some progress. So our test needs a test in it. Easy. So how about describe, what is this? Routes index. Terrible name, but we'll clean those up as we go. We'll just say it should exist. Right now we're just focusing on getting the tests going, right? So describe. We'll be getting those linters in there soon. So this is false. Let's see, we haven't actually done anything. We need to require this. So this proves that it is that it exists. It's also demonstrating that, hey, it's connecting to the database. Do we want that? I don't know yet. Do we want that? Let's stop the web server. We don't need that running. We're just working on tests. Let's demonstrate that this is working real quick. So this is index. What if we change this to something like that? Now it's going to say, whoa, I tried to require this and it doesn't exist. So we have some value already. Great. I'm not going to get too much on the harping on tests right now. I know I will soon. I'm trying not to be preachy. Anyway, so we are successfully running a test, which is cool. Now, let's see. Now we need to figure out how to sort of exercise these endpoints, right? Well, let's look at this. What is our code doing? For that matter, it's really funny. I'm listening to some music on the stereo there, not willingly. I got music here. I got one ear open so I can hear myself talk, so I don't feel like super weird. But now I'm hearing both, and it's super distracting. And I don't know what I'm setting up, so this is rambling, I know. And I want to reiterate the purpose of this is to show like real development. It is often stupid, just like this. If it's something that you've done 100 times before, it's really easy to look impressive, like, wow, it's such a smooth process. But this is really probably closer to the actual process. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm stumbling my way through it. And that's kind of what I want to go with this whole endeavor. I know it can be off-putting if you're looking at it from the outside with really a high opinion of developers and think like, I can never be that good. You can. You just have to be able to persevere through craziness. So anyway, now let's look at this. We have a test, and all it's doing is requiring this stuff. So what do I want to do? I want to be able to exercise each one of these. So like this route here that gets the items, separate from the one that posts the items. I want to be able to say this route, I want to send happy path stuff to it and use it the way it's expected to be used, and then assert that we get a result out of it as we expect. So what's helpful sometimes is to just sort of use regular language, and maybe it'll become clear as we go. So like, I want to describe I don't know, the items endpoint, right? Use namespace because it'll help as it grows. And describe posting new items. Let's see, should return the new item with so when I post something here, we want it to return the new item. So the sort of setup here is going to be, I guess we're already trying to do super testy stuff, right? So let's make the call, look at the results, assert it as an ID, an ID. This will kind of tell us whether it's working, right? Now let's go look at Supertest. So here's the way that they're doing it. Excellent. Let's get to our copy and paste in here. We're gonna go up here and say, insert this. I'd rather call this Supertest just to make it explicit. But let's stick with the docs because I don't know what I'm doing yet. So as we learned with the Mongoose docs, their stuff kind of made sense. So let's just stick with it. So here we're going to call in Supertest. And the way we're using it is we're going to make a request with the app. The whole Express app, really? Okay. So we're going to make this create request with the whole app. Then we're going to get, we're going to be posting in order to make some assertions, right? So weird. Anyway, so instead of requiring our app here, how expensive is this going to be if we Alright, here's sort of what we're going for. Which would be, we are going to be posting to items. We are going to accept some JSON. Expect that, or you expect that. It's done. Call back here. Do the whole async stuff. Just watch this blow up and see what's going on. App is not defined. Okay, we better get an app in here. So const app equals require. That's it. Seems like it's going to be crazy, but let's try it. Okay, so we recognize this, that we'll need to clean up. Could not connect to Mongo because we stopped our service, remember? Mongo. There it goes. Let's try this again. Boom. Good God, this works, but it seems like this is going to be really slow. If we have to create the app every time, maybe that's not the case. Maybe we can require the app to sort of initialize it once, and then we will set up the request in each test. That might be a better way to do it, which is Supertest and Jest framework. So okay, so yeah, I think this is going to be the way to do it. Instead of, so what I usually do is I would, as a part of a test, I would pull in the specific module being tested, and sort of that was everything. But it looks like here, because there is more than meets the eye, I guess, this thing won't work just on its own as a standalone because it's expecting, Express and all this other stuff to be in there. So, and I'm kind of talking out my ass here, but what it looks like we're going to be doing is requiring the entire app. So we'll sort of instantiate the entire app as a part of the test. And then without interacting with the imported parts directly here, ooh, something died. We're going to be, that's gross. We'll just be calling it like this. I think this will work. So let's see what is going on over here. So it takes a second to start up the app, but it says, hey, I posted some stuff. I made an assertion. I expected that I got a 200. Now I'm done. Test is happy. If we run this again, it might be reloading the entire app again. I'm not sure. Well, baby steps, right? It's one of the things that we did not do here. We did make the call, right? There. We're looking at the results here and assert that it has an ID. Did not do that. So let's figure out how to do that. I'm going to expect. Better learn how to use this guy. You can do any field. We can look at the response. We can set some cookies. I remember this from when I had to do React Native stuff. So we expect the body. Header field. I'll look for the body, right? Here's a good example. So assert that the response body is this. So I really want to use their. No, okay. So this will just give us the object. So, all right. I was leery of this. I thought maybe this was their assertions, which they do have their own expect. Okay. I would prefer to use jests. So let's do this. Then response. Let's say expect response body ID to be defined. And because we're using this async stuff, we're going to remove this, and we're just going to return this. How does that work? So let's see. To be defined is not a thing. To be okay. We'll find that. I thought it was just to is defined. Okay. Is defined. So now, oh man. Jest is defined. Is it to exist or something? There's to be undefined, not to be undefined. Okay, how about this? Not to be undefined. I have no idea what I'm doing. What is going on? Writing a test. Blah blah blah. Supertest better not be messing up my global stuff. Okay, let's start like this. I expect foo bar to be truthy. Okay. Now I expect bar to be truthy. I might have to cut this short. That's working. Now, let me slowly swap these out. Response, body, ID to be truthy. Now, what the hell is this? Okay, console log. Response, body. Where do I see this? Expect. Okay, this is probably one of those situations where I'm talking more than reading. So, this is our response. Response, not body. Is let's see this. am I not seeing anything? You're not running anymore? TV's open, everything's good, everything's been asserted. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. This. Oh. I feel like it's resolving before it's logging this stuff. Okay, well, I'm getting here at least. I'm not seeing the log for some reason. Don't know why. Why? I use the log all the time. Console log. Okay, so, yeah. So logging works. Logging is useful for me. For some reason, when I'm logging here inside, it's not getting out here. Why is that? I guess, has it already finished the test before it gets to this then? Let's see. Is there an error, perhaps, that I'm not catching? Let's try that. So I know I can log. See it here. I need to understand what is in the body here, right? Because I'm messing up. And it would be very useful for me to be able to log inside here. For some reason, that's not working. If I don't have an assertion, it works. The log is being swallowed for some reason. Is this node? Just write this to you out. There we go. So it's process to be out. Right. I want my login, man. I'd be able to read this stuff. And it's just all swallowed. I assume that it's because this stuff is resolving before we get there. Somehow. But that's right. Here, we can work around this. Like a challenge. So, got work pinging me. Gotta get to work, man. So, let me try this. I expect the body to look like this. ID, blah. Body equals this, right? So, I expect body ID to be true. And it is. Now, let's take this down here. I expect response body ID to be true. That should still work, but it doesn't. This motherfucker, you know what's happening within this? It's got to be like somehow hijacking expect. Okay. How is this even possible? There's dot expect, which I get. About this. We're gonna have to put a pin in this. I got stuff to do. Let's just remember, for some reason, this assertion seems to work. Well, it works outside here, but within this callback, expect is not what I expect. It's saying that to be truthy doesn't exist. So we just saw that having it up here, it does work. So something weird's going on. So let's go ahead, stop it all. Status, get add, work in progress. Start building API tests. That's it. Great thing about a failing test is you have a really easy reminder for where to resume. So let's go ahead and push this now, and we will pick this up later. Let's see if I can remember my buttons. All right, see you later.